First of all, she'd have one constant person in her life that she could hopefully trust and count on, because the CASA would stay. If she had to be removed from foster homes, the CASA would be right behind her, going to every home she was in, and hopefully trying to set up a relationship that she would feel loved and trusted.
She would have had someone there with her through all of these changes, someone that understood and knew her and knew the things that she had gone through. It wasn't a worker, or wasn't a therapist, it wasn't a person just trying to move her from one place to another, that genuinely cared about her and would have been able to ease things. She would have been someone that could call her someone for her to call when things got bad, or at least she knew that she could call. Also someone to let her know how her brother was doing, even if they couldn't be together, to let her know that he's safe and he's being taken care of, and that he misses her too.
That's a sad case. And there's so many of them like that here in Cincinnati. And it makes me feel like we are one step at a time, one child at a time, we are making some kind of progress. But it's sad to watch something like that, because it goes on every day right here in Cincinnati, and it doesn't matter race, color, religion, financial status. That happens all the time.
The primary role that the CASA plays is providing consistency for the child when everything else around them is changing. Sometimes they have a stable case manager, but not always. I've been on cases where they change every 3 or 4 months. Sometimes they have a consistent teacher, but not always. They may be changing schools. Sometimes they have a consistent foster family that's wonderful, but not always. They may be moved from one to the next. So the CASA moves with them with all these other changes, and may be the only person that they get to know and trust on a longer term basis if they're in the system for a while.
CASA worker would have made sure that the things that should have been happening were happening, and that when anything was amiss, it would have been addressed right away. She would have been in therapy addressing the trauma and the post-traumatic stress syndrome, and would have been equipped to deal with what was going inside of her emotionally. That would have been happening to help her process what was going on.
ProKids, that her life, most children's lives, are better. They, even in the moments when they feel lonely, they know that they're not alone. Children who have a CASA tend to be able to build connections better with their community, because they know that somewhere in this world somebody is there just for me.